Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Phoenixact and welcome back to this Let's Play of Valkyrie Elysium. Last time we recruited Cypher and we did the first part of... is he there? No. Oh, anyway, we did the first part of Egon's personal quest. So with that out of the way, we're going to move on to the second part of the Galban storyline. Yes, that's it. That's the name. Galban, there we go. Victim of the gods. As Valkyrie continues purifying souls, Odin tasks her with a new mission: find and recover the 4 gifts lost during the Asgardian War. And we've got some subquests we can do, but we'll do those afterwards. So yes, let's go.
Quite a challenge, sending you off to find some gifts that you've never even seen before. Where do we even begin?
The 4 gifts contain an enormous amount of power. While on Midgard, it is likely that their power will have an effect on the surrounding area.
So I guess we should look for places where something odd is happening. Or perhaps has happened.
Yes. And we shall continue to purify any souls we find on the way.
Right, so yes, what we need to do is look for places where the power of the gods has been distorting reality, basically. Before we do that, there's... over here? No, over that way. Almost missed it. Over here we have a hollow blossom. Unkept bearded god. So you wonder who is truly right, Odin or that beast? Well, I shall tell you, Odin sees all and he knows all. It is simply impossible for him to make a mistake. All we need do is trust in his judgment. Okay, well that guy was certainly an Odin stan, I guess. And here we have a chest. Oh, by the way, since last time I did upgrade my weapons a little bit more. So there's that. So they'll be hitting a little harder for me, which is always very nice. Oh, since last time as well, I remember that I missed a verdant blossom that I could have gotten. So
I'm rather fond of puzzles, you know.
And that's Cypher's Q telling me that he's helpful here.
Whittle them down.
Yes, I will be. At some point, I will be going around collecting all the verdant blossoms I may have missed, because this game has multiple endings, and getting the verdant blossoms is one of the... Got to get into the arena. Is one of the conditions for getting one of the endings, the ending I'm aiming for. So... ooh, his attack still went off. That's not great. Oh well. Oh, it's because my sword's lightning. Nice finishing blow there. See, that's another good thing about the soul chain, is that, you know, even if the monster's far enough away that it would recover from the stagger before you reached it, the fact that oh, we're on the other side of the arena now where we couldn't get to before. But yes, even if the monster is far enough away that it would normally be too far for you to get to before he recovered from his stagger. If you got allies out there, they can always take advantage of it as well. So, you know, it is useful. Where am I? Oh no, I've gone across the thing. I don't want to be here yet. Oh well. I have gone too far. I need to go back. There we go. There's obviously not much blood and stuff in this game for the finishing moves, but that's fine, in my opinion. I mean, you don't need to... Ow. You don't need to have, you know, blood and stuff to get good finishing moves. Adding blood doesn't automatically make stuff good. So, and if stuff's good, it's good without the blood. So, but yes, we want to explore this arena before we do anything else, and there should be a hollow blossom around here somewhere, I think. I'm sorry, checking the map constantly, but I want to get as many of these ones as I can on the first pass, because they're not necessary, so I don't really want to be hunting them down later. Yggdrasil, the tree that forms the foundations of the world. It is said that when souls depart the world of the living, they are brought to Yggdrasil. Is it Yggdrasil or Yggdrasil? I keep hearing, like, every time I hear the name, people pronounce the name, they pronounce it differently, so... Oh, I was too late. Drat. Yes, the tree has become a Naglfar, unfortunately. That's what happens when you don't prevent the monsters from wailing on it. The tree will eventually become distorted and become like... So you know that at the beginning of the 3rd chapter, Valkyrie said that the trees are just a collection of souls and they don't, you know, they're not a Naglfar or anything like that. That's, if left to their own devices, they won't become a Naglfar. It's alright, I don't need to go any further, Cypher. But yes, if left to their own devices, the trees won't be... Ooh, Arts Ambrosia. The trees won't become a Naglfar, but if you, you know, if the monsters corrupt them, they will. Servant, I finally made it to my uncle's farm. It seems the struggles between the gods have come and gone in this area already. If anything, the locals seem more dangerous than any gods I've come across. It's reassuring to know there are guards on duty at all times. The kids seem to have made friends, which makes me glad. But I'm guessing whatever peace was around here during that man's time, it didn't last, unfortunately. Right, and there should be one over there. Oi, hands off the merchandise. That's one of a kind, that is. With so much death around here, there's no shortage of stock, see? Though you do get the odd cursed item. Bad egg in the batch and all that. I mean, a cursed item would be a bit more than a bad egg in my estimation, but I guess if you're that desperate, that you'd risk it. Alright, I'll switch to the spear again, see if we can't get there. Because obviously, like I said, the more you use a weapon, the more its skill thing goes up. Your proficiency with it goes up. I haven't been using the spear as much as I wanted to because I forgot that early on, the spear is actually pretty bad. But I've leveled it up as much as I can since then, so I'm going to see how it fares now. Anything? Yes, out of the way. The spear is pretty slow, but it does have some uses. It does have some attacks that have a longer reach, which it should do since it's a spear. So that's useful. Not as useful as the sword overall, though.
Contraption indeed.
It's not a contraption, it's just a bunch of flowing specks. You're just going to be freezing the water here, Cypher. There's no contraption involved. I hear that a war has broken out between the gods. We humans are powerless compared to them. Let's just hope we don't get caught up in their wrath. I wonder, if I were to pray now, is there anyone up there still listening? Well, it looked pretty empty except for Odin and us, so I would say odds are not great. That's the way we're meant to go, so we'll do this first. Cypher! Freeze the water. No. I wonder how many would agree with Cypher on that. Easy as calculus. I know math wasn't a popular subject when I was at school. I mean, I was always all right at it, but there was people who were... I know a lot of people who absolutely loathed it, so... Alright, so you surround this way. Old Lloyd, why the long face? When things are tough, just stick to the basics. Food and sleep. Come on, come back to my place. I'll cook you something hearty to put a smile on that face. Well, there's some common sense in that. If I mean, I think you could still be miserable if everything went downhill like it did here. But there's some, there's some logic to concentrating on what you need to survive, I suppose. All right, how do I get back up? I forget. Is there? Yes, there we are. Oh. There we go. Finally. And back this way. I'm assuming this one was a sort of, just from the layout, like this here, this is clearly like a stage, it looks like. So I'm assuming this was some sort of, well, the other one was like a Colosseum type of thing. I'm guessing this was some sort of theatre for like performances and stuff like that. Where am I going? Right. Sorry, I'm getting completely lost in a place I should be better acquainted with. But yeah, this is clearly a stage for like people who are performing and stuff like that, so... I wonder why the Valkyrie can't swim. You'd think Odin would have granted her the ability to swim. It seems like such a basic thing. But, I guess he didn't think about that. Verdant Blossom, which we still can't read, but like I said, they are necessary to get to unlock some particular endings. I think there's at least two. I think you might need 2 endings where you might need the Verdant Blossoms for. So that's something to keep in mind. Yes, I can get... I can get more swings out of this before. If you noticed when I first got the... Oh, dive. It's still pretty slow, which is a bit of a pain. But it's better than it was before. Once you get it moving... I think it's the slow wind-up, basically. Once you can get it moving, it seems a bit better. But then you have a slow recovery at the end as well. So... But in fairness, I think it does hit a little harder than the sword. But yeah, overall, just not as good. Overall, just not as good, yeah. So, I did not intend to, Egon. I did not intend to, and I didn't. So, there we go. Right, and there's another. Hollow Blossom. I wonder how my mother's doing. It's my store's grand opening tomorrow, you see, and this is the moment I've been dreaming of. I'm going to make sure this store so successful that pardon me, to make this store so successful that word will even reach her one day. Well, yeah, didn't. Unfortunate timing there. But yeah, like I said before, I think I've said before, I do like all the stuff about, the Hollow Blossoms add a bit to the world, it gives you an insight into people's lives that happened just before the worst came to pass, I suppose. Right. And onward, I think we're still only about halfway through the time limit I've got for this episode, so that's all right. Yeah, I'm going to spend points here. No. Oh, well, you can get the spear then. Oh, he died. How unfortunate for him. Yes, remember to block a bit. Yep. So you can see that once you get going, the spears starts moving faster.
Is something the matter?
It is her.
So we meet again.
You.
Is she another Valkyrie?
Oh, you have another Einherjar. You have done well to find them with Midgard in such disarray. Well, you're certainly livelier than the last time we met.
You stand in the way of your father. For that, you must be put to death.
Oh, you poor soul. Well, if you wish to die, I am happy to oblige.
Switching back to the sword, because I am not trying to take Hildon with the spear. Not at all. She's like her primary thing, the thing that makes her the biggest threat, I think, is her ability to just is basically her speed. She's quite substantially faster than you are, so going even slower is not advised. Ow. Gotta get rid of that clone. Get rid of the clone. There we go.
This is the true work of a titan.
I suppose this is as far as I go.
Come on, Cypher, don't that's quitter talk. We don't want that kind of talk here. Oh, okay, I need to... Have I got anything that can... Yes, please. Summon the soul gauge back so I can summon again. Oh, she's locked out my Einherjar. That's something she can do. It's something that other enemies get the ability to do later on as well, but for right now it's just Hild who can really manage that sort of thing. It's on a timer as well, so eventually... Oh, yeah, and that one pins you in place and then explodes. So it pins you in place at first, which means you broke my lock on. Oh, move.
I was careless.
I will not fail, not this time.
Okay, there we go. Pins you in place at first. Okay. Thank you. We're going to take another one. Go, Egon. Go, Cypher. Ow. She's going to keep hitting me with those. Yes, see, that is... You see what happened there was actually I managed to get, which I don't manage to get often, a perfect parry, which basically means if you block it at the exact right moment, or like within a few frames of the attack connecting, you get a counter-attack, which does some extra damage and knocks the enemy off guard, which against Hild is useful, but it's just that, and I don't think it's too bad. I think it's even more generous than most action games, if I'm honest. But, oh dear, move. And, oh no.
Not now.
Okay, we try that
My time has
again.
not come yet.
We try that again. Yes. Yeah, this is just down to my personal reaction time. I like this game, but I'm not good at it, even though I think it's probably easier than most action games of its type. But, yeah. Well, that didn't go well, did it?
Defiled soul shall be free.
Right.
Flames billow and swirl. Lance of flame.
Oh, I knocked this arrow out of the air with my fireball. That's funny. Knocked him into the drink and he died. But yeah, as you saw in that fight, what I'm going to do actually... Ooh, is I'm going to go back to that save point. I'm not going to save it, but I am going to, because the checkpoint's right by it anyway. But I'm going to use it so I can heal on top of my soul gauge and everything like that. Because, like I say, the first time you use a save point in a level, it will top up all your... I'm going to switch back to that ahead of time. The sword ahead of time. The first time you use any save point in a level, it will automatically replenish all your health and everything like that. I'm going to skip this cutscene. No need to watch it again. So you go, my first death of this run. Probably not the last. I'm probably going to be a little quieter this time as well. Just to... Okay. How annoying. Get rid of this clone. Finally. I think the clone is one of the most annoying parts of this second fight with her. No, you haven't. Get back out there. Get back. Get back out there, Cypher. Oh, and now we're getting the black feathers again. That's what they are, they're feathers from her wings. Gotta keep an eye on my health as well this time. So... You know what? 1 second. I need to equip a different spell. So we'll replace Fire Lance with Grave. Not Grave 2 because it's going to take up too much energy. And I really need to start actually hitting her weaknesses and stuff.
I suppose this is as far as
Out there you gone. Out there, Cypher. Ow. I was trying to get the perfect parry then as well. But, oh, I got it that time. Excellent.
You've improved.
Perhaps you have been deluded by some fallen god's trickery. I will grant you a swift death. You deserve that much at least.
Oh, my.
I do not see the humor in this.
Deluded. Me. That's rich coming from one of Odin's puppets.
Have you forgotten why we were created? The Valkyries exist only to serve Odin.
Do you have any idea what it is that you are saying?
Of course. Unlike you, I do not make a habit of uttering nonsense.
I see. So you still don't.
Why are you stopping?
I just realized that this fight is a waste of time.
What?
There is mercy enough left in me to spare another of Odin's victims.
I let her get away again.
I get the feeling she might know something that we don't.
I would not give too much thought to what she told you.
Do you think there's a chance she was working under Odin's orders? A different mission or something?
Even if that were the case, I see no reason why she should consider us enemies.
She just lost interest in fighting us all of a sudden. I wonder what that was about.
I cannot make sense of it.
Should we chase after her? It's probably not too late.
No. Our mission is to find the 4 gifts. That must take priority above all else. What did she mean? Another of Odin's victims?
Yes, that's one of those questions that sticks in your mind, isn't it? But that's pretty annoying as well. Given that, given how long that took, I'm going to go back and save it because I think we're reaching the limit for the time on this episode. But yeah, given that we just found out what the health threshold is for, ending the fight, it means I came pretty close in the first encounter, the one I lost, so that's annoying. Also, one little detail that you might have noticed in the close-up is that Valkyrie actually has a sort of like a linen shirt or something under her mail, under her armor, which is good, because that's a detail that's often, I find is often missing in video games, especially on women's armor, so it's a nice little detail to see here. Anyway, we've survived the fight with Hild, and now we have to continue our search for one of the 4
Do you know
weapons.
precisely when the world began falling apart?
I don't. But a survivor might know something.
Too bad we don't see many of them. I suppose we shall just have to guess from the way the buildings and land have decayed.
Why would you need to do that?
I wanted to make a rough estimate of when it all ends for good.
Uh-huh. And how does this estimate help us?
Without a proper time frame, it will be considerably more difficult to form an effective plan and decide our next actions. If we want to save the world, we must...
Okay, I get it. Listen, I'm no good with numbers. But if there's something I can do to help, let me know.
Okay, so we're forming a plan. Awesome. Nice. Cypher, Egon. Anyway, and that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. I've been Phoenix Act, and until next time, take care of yourselves.